for a company dealing a lot with goods which would have to protect themselves and their customers from counterfeited goods. So without any do not stop for this. No. Okay, then please go ahead.
Thank you, Alexander. And I'm probably one of the first internet companies sitting in a conference like this, not using a PowerPoint presentation. Very low tech, and I really apologize, but it's just because I prefer you looking at me than looking up there to the higher power on the screen. First of all, a lot of people in this house know me as someone. Need a laptop? No, I don't need a laptop at all. You know, my laptop is at home, and I usually agree on everything with Luc de Vigne, and that's because he's virtually always right. There is just one small detail that I should mention. There is at least one rights owner sitting at this table with a bunch of registered trademarks, and that's eBay. We are a very big brand owner. We have a very well-known brand. Of course, there may be people in this room who don't know eBay, but I'm sure, without any arrogance, that probably most of you know who eBay is. Or think you know who eBay is and know the brand. So we are a rights owner. We're very proud of our brand. We're up there with the famous brands in the world. And we're fighting for the integrity of our brand. And we're also fighting for the integrity and the protection of many, many brand owners, the products of which are being sold on our platform. I deplore... Oh, there's my good friend Luc. I actually deplore the fact that that there has been so much mystery about ACTA, and I even more deplore the fact that Luc has been spending the better part of his professional life for the last couple of years having to sit in meetings like this, talking about ACTA, justifying ACTA, and trying to explain, in as much as the non-disclosure obligations allow him, what it might be about, could be about, etc. Because during all that time, he could actually be sitting around the table with the governments of Russia, of China, of Indonesia, of Malaysia, of Taiwan, of Thailand, of Turkey, and ever so many other countries that are the true sources of massive flows of counterfeit products, and who, if you would simply apply the basic principles of TRIPS, and if you would use the WTO system to take them to task through the dispute settlement, might actually improve their enforcement systems without the need for ACTA. So we could actually be much more effective against counterfeiting if we weren't spending all our time talking about ACTA and negotiating about ACTA. So that is to set the scene a little bit from where we're coming from. Let me just say a few things about eBay, a few things about eBay fighting counterfeiting, then something that I haven't necessarily heard today, how to look at ACTA in the light of the EU digital agenda, and then ACTA and the European Parliament, in particular after that wonderful resolution that was passed very recently. In the beginning I said some of you may think they know eBay, and why do I say that? Because well, you may know that we've been founded actually about 15 years ago in 1995, and up until today we're still known by a lot of people as the auction side. Let me assure you that eBay still does auction, but that the auction part of eBay is actually diminishing day by day. And if in the past we were predominantly an auction site, we're now a pure e-commerce site. We're a platform where the auction business model is actually diminishing. We're at 45% auctions today, and we expect to be only at 30% auctions in 2 years from now, which means that in 2 years from now, 70% of what is sold on eBay by buyers and sellers who use our platform to get together and make their transactions online, 70% of that will actually be direct sales for a fixed price, and most of those sellers will be business sellers, business to consumers. We are one of the leading information society service providers in Europe. We have a presence in 39 markets, and you may not know, but we have 90 million users on eBay. We employ about 3,500 people in Europe, and that is a little bit under a quarter of our workforce. So we employ about 14,500 people worldwide. That is important in this context because we are a big, powerful company with a massive legal department, with a host of very talented people who know about regulations and rules and about counterfeiting, about fighting counterfeiting. We are in a comfortable position, and a lot of our colleagues are also in a comfortable position, the ones at Google and Amazon and other internet companies. But think for one moment, and I'll get back to that when I speak about the digital agenda, about all the newcomers, about all the small players, all the SMEs, all the new innovative internet companies who would like to make a business on internet, because their position is extremely important when we discuss things like ACTA and what additional obligations that may impose about new players in this environment. Just to give you an impression of what kind of money we're talking about, the transactions on eBay in 2008, 2009 figures are not yet public, were about $60 billion globally. And then the business opportunities that eBay creates in Europe, we now have, throughout the European Union, 350,000 businesses selling on eBay. 350,000 predominantly small and medium-sized enterprises that actually have a shop on eBay and use our platform, and they would also use other platforms and search engines, etc., to sell their goods, to make a business on eBay. And they're often in remote areas where this is the only way that they can run their business. So important to know what this e-commerce background is, because the title of my intervention today was The Impact on Private Business on ACTA. I would also actually say it's about innovation and about newcomers. What is the impact of ACTA on innovation and newcomers? And the simple answer to that for me is